Hi. Welcome to Do the Research by Dudley Resources. My name is Trae Dudley. I will be your host, everlasting host, extraordinaire. And, just a little bit about myself so I can introduce me. Like I said, my name is Trae Dudley. I've been in the car industry for about 3.5, 4 years, specifically on the premises of auctions, the auction process. I've been working the front end, like in the lanes at the live auctions. I also work for a company that specializes in online only auctions, virtual live auctions, that sort of thing. Um, Never been much to work on cars, even though I did grow up loving cars and had a passion for cars, starting from really about the time I got my license. Just fell in love with cars. But like I said, could never work on them, and that's why I'm joined here by my good host and friend Luis Ayala. I'll kind of let him introduce himself, and we'll get into the show after that.
All right, so I've been a mechanic for 4 years now. I love working on cars. I grew up to them with my dad. He was a mechanic too, so that's probably why I wanted to be a mechanic too.
hmm
But I love cars.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of love. You get to go
Yeah,
fast, drive fast. There's multiple uses for cars. You get to drive them anywhere.
the engine look nice.
Yeah, no, like they're just beautiful creations.
Yeah.
What's the coolest car you've ever driven? Because I know
Me,
you were working in that little
the
detail
detail,
shop
yeah.
for a while,
I
and so
in
I know
detail
you drove
shop,
some
I
cool
drove in
stuff.
like Supra, the new Supra that came out.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
drove in those before. I drove in Ferraris, Corvettes.
cool,
Drove
cool.
a lot of cool cars
Yeah, there you
there.
go. Yeah, the coolest car I drove, it was I think it was an '02 Ferrari.
Oh, two.
It was it had the T top.
Oh
It wasn't the
yeah,
T top, but it was like the removable
yeah,
target tops, I think they're called.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Tartas,
target
yeah.
tops. Yeah, those things are awesome. That was a lot of fun. Super rough ride actually. Very surprised about
For
that.
real?
Yeah.
Was it manual?
Yeah. Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, I think it was like a 6 speed,
oh
5 speed,
yeah.
something like that. Let me just pull up my notes here if I can find them. All right, here we go. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is I know you're familiar with the movie Knight
Oh
Rider.
yeah.
I'm not. I've never seen it. But David Hasselhoff has come out and he said that he is going to be selling his personal kit car from the movie. It was the one used in the movie, and he kept it himself. The bid is currently at 450,000. It's insane, right?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Like he said, he was gonna personally deliver it. When you buy this car, it's live right now. So, like I said, sits at 450,000. It's already way over the estimate that it should be. These movie cars, they really sell. They sell for a lot. They definitely push the bargains and that sort of thing. I shouldn't say bargains. It's definitely not a bargain. But yeah, so it's live right now on liveauctioneers.com. It's another kind of virtual site that's pretty popular. The sale ends on January 23rd. So if you wanna take a look at it, it's on their website. You can go check it out. That's no problem.
You know about the button, all the buttons got in the interior and
Yeah,
everything.
it's got all that.
I know, like if you press on it, does like in the movie and stuff, like the same thing in the
Yeah,
car.
no, I know that it has like a little it has like the little voice memo
Voice
things.
number.
Yeah, like
Ah,
you push the button, it's like
yeah.
hello.
Hello.
Like
Yeah.
it's like the guy
Yeah.
talks. What does he have a name?
I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
I
I don't know. I
forgot.
never
Yeah.
watched it. But yeah, like I said, like these movie cars, they really be hot. Especially if you could get your hands on them, and they're always going up in price, especially for those older movies that are in the 90s,
Oh
80s,
yeah.
70s, that sort of thing. Another good example of that is actually the Bullet Mustang that
Uh,
sold, I think last year it sold for $3.4 million. That's with the buyer's premium. I believe they had a 10% buyer's premium on there. And just like the values of cars, there's a lot that goes into it.
yeah.
It depends on if a celebrity owned it, who owned it. If it wins races, that sort of thing.
The older.
Like
The older.
the world record for the most expensive car ever sold at auction is the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. That car sold for 48,405,000. That's with buyer's premium included.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of money right there.
it's insane. Yeah, and that beat the record in 2018. The previous record was actually held by another 250 GTO back in 2014. That sold for today's money 41 million $164,000. So you know, and both of those cars I believe won races. Like I think one of them was like a 63 champion in like the Le Mans. I think it ran in Le Mans, 24 hours. That's a very interesting car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I was saying, the values of cars can go up on multiple different things. You know, condition, mileage, of course, everything knows. But there's always those little hidden factors. You know, does somebody want that car? Like straight up price varies. Whether if it's me and you going on that car, you want that car more than me, you're gonna spend more money than me. So therefore, that car is valued at whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of like how it's really what makes the auction process great for cars and that sort of thing. You know, another kind of thing that we'll be doing on the show is we'll kind of talk about car news. Kind of new things that interest us because you know we're both big car enthusiasts. We love looking at cars, talk about cars. I can't tell you the amount of hours we've probably talked about cars, stupid stuff like pretty much every day. And so the first car I want to talk about is a car I used to own. I had a 2013 Subaru Brz. It was a bad mamma jamma. I love that thing. But it unfortunately had an oil leak. Wink, wink. And the engine blew on it, so I had to sell it. But you know, it's a great car. Everybody loves them. Just they don't have the horsepower, and that's unfortunately what it is. Because Subaru just doesn't want to put a turbo in it. So the next thing I want to talk about, it was the 2020. There will be no 2021 Subaru BRZ, which is really kind of amazing that they're going to skip a year. But they do that often because they're going to a new platform. It's still going to be the rear-wheel drive car that they love. It's just going to be a little bit different. It's got a little bit more horsepower. It's got a 228 now over the 200 it used to have. So it's a little bit faster. It's a super light car. It's still got the boxer in it. It's got more torque, you know, that good stuff. Increased suspension, track suspension, all that sort of thing. I
nicer though.
Yeah, I definitely like the outside look a lot more. Looks a lot more sportier, a lot more fancier. It's kind of got that Porsche front end with that Aston Martin rear end, and you know everybody loves a good car rear end. Yeah. It's got to be the best looking because that's what everybody sees, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking about that, 2021 and all that, New Year, Happy New Year, everybody. You know, we made it through a pretty crappy year. But one of the things that this did bring is a lot of cool, new, interesting cars like the BRZ that they're starting to develop. You know, last year they came out with the new Stingrays, the new Corvettes, the mid-engine cars.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And so that was last year, and those were really interesting cars. It was the first mid-engine Corvette they built. You know, it's just a gorgeous car. If you ever get a chance to drive one, see one, definitely check it out. Like it's pretty rocking. And that car actually won the Moto Trend Car of the Year last year. But this year, Moto Trend actually named the 2021 Mercedes-Benz E-Class as the Car of the Year. And you know, I'm not a big Mercedes person. I know you're not a big Mercedes person, and it's kind of weird because they've never actually named a Mercedes as a car of the year before. Like the overall, they might have named it back in the early 2000s, like early 90s, because they used to have a lot more categories. They used to break it down by like import and like European cars. Like it was like the European car of the year. So Mercedes might have been part of that. Yeah. I don't know. But I do know that Mercedes has never been a straight-up car of the year. So it's definitely a little interesting fact.
Surprised us this year.
Yeah. I'm just like we said, you know, Mercedes are nice and all. I get why people drive them, but they're just not for me. Yeah. Yeah, so another thing I wanted to talk about is it's the new Tesla Roadsters, the 2020 Roadsters. Ooh. Yeah. So Elon Musk came out and said that they will be coming out with a 2020 Roadster. If you didn't know, the Roadster was the first Tesla car they came out with. They built it off the Lotus platform. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, they took a Lotus and they pretty much shoved a electric engine in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting. It was a big deal when he first did it, and he's back after doing his wide range of commuter cars. And the wait lists were out of this world for that. My mom actually was on the wait list for a while, but decided not to get it. So that car is really interesting. It's got flip my notes real quick. It's got a 1.9 second 0 to 60, which is just
insane.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like 1.9, that's supercar level. It's all battery. It's insane. But of course, that fast speed comes with a big old price tag, and that comes at $200,000 per car. So it's already up there with Lamborghinis and Ferraris. So that 1.9 seconds, I don't know. I think I'd still go with a Ferrari. You know, if you ask me, I think I'd still go with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. You know, you can't. That sound is like no other. Yeah, you can't beat that sound. And so you probably won't catch me in a Tesla Roadster anytime soon.
They do look nice though.
Oh yeah, no, they're beautiful cars. Yeah, they got those good body lines.
Yeah.
The interior, it's, you know, they had that streak of commuter cars, like I said. So they definitely know how to do an interior. The steering wheel's a little weird. It looks like more like a joystick spaceship type thing.
Joystick spaceship.
Yeah, it looks like a joystick from a video game, or like I feel like driving. I'd go up in a rocket or something. Yeah, it took a little
space.
Yeah, doesn't he have a space? Yeah, he's trying to like go to Mars or something, ain't he?
I think so. I don't know about him.
yeah. Elon Musk, he's an interesting guy. Yeah. Oh, gotta flip my notes again. Gotta flip back and forth. Yeah. So, the Roadster's a really cool car. I'm excited to kind of see where he goes from that. With that platform, because you know the electric stuff is really just breaking the barriers of what we thought was possible with speed. You know, like they just beat, what was it, 300? The Bugatti got 300 miles per hour, right? Yeah, they just broke the 300 mile per hour limit, and I believe it is not only electric or only petrol. It's a mix.
It's a mix?
Yeah, I think the torque has they threw an electric engine in there for the torquiness of it, but then they threw the petrol in there for the top speed and all that, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
Bugatti's always doing crazy stuff over there.
They're super fast.
I know, right? Like it's just insane with what they can do. It's another level, you know. So yeah, I think that about kind of wraps it up for episode 1. We'll be here every week, hopefully, if we can keep this going and get that stuff right. You know, we're hoping to kind of upgrade the studio here a little bit. This is also the studio that we do our live virtual auctions with Dudley Resources, and those are kind of interesting because you know we sell all over the country, all over the world. And it's free to sell with. So, you know, it's an interesting new platform, an interesting new take on the whole auction platform. And I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy you can be a part of this show that we're doing. And hopefully you guys find this stuff some valuable, and we didn't just waste 15 minutes of your time. So, yeah, I hope to see you guys next week, and Happy New Year. Yeah.